Welcome to another digital engagement podcast brought to you by LivePerson. Through its LiveEngage cloud-based platform, LivePerson creates meaningful real-time customer connections that increase conversions and improve customer experience. I'm your host, Patrick Spencer, Senior Director and Editor-in-Chief at LivePerson. Joining me for the following podcast was Yuval Moed, the Chief Executive Officer at Verishow, a LivePerson apps marketplace partner.
So, Yuval, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Nice meeting you. Nice seeing you, talking to you.
Well, a good starting point might be to talk a little bit about HBR Labs as well as Verishow, how the two are intertwined and interrelated. Can you talk a bit about the company?
Okay. Let me start for a second with HBR Labs. The company HBR Labs stands for three cities that we had representation at a certain point: Haifa in Israel, Boca Raton in Florida, and Ra'anana, where we also have an office. And when we started the company, we initially started in the area of healthcare. There was a need, or we identified a need of patients to be talking to healthcare experts on certain conditions they may or may have. And we developed a special platform to do that. And the physicians would get compensated based on the session they would have with patients. The issue that we discovered with that model was that the healthcare or the insurance companies at the time did not want to pay for it. So we moved a little bit further, and we decided to completely focus on the platform itself. Coincidentally, now we're being approached to provide a platform to healthcare companies, and decided to focus on what we call Verishow. And Verishow is the platform we developed. It provides a unique human engagement solution, so companies can interact in person with customers and prospects when they need it most. The Verishow solution includes video chat interaction capabilities, co-browsing, and the ability to share content. And the solution itself requires no download and no installation, and all the elements can be worked in a single session. The solution is designed to help companies in areas such as retail, financial services, sometimes also healthcare, and help them increase conversion rate and build loyalty. That's basically what is Verishow and how it is related to HBR Labs.
And it's built on open API, so you're able to plug and play it into different solutions, including the LivePerson platform. Can you talk about the philosophical approach you had from a development standpoint as you went about creating the solution?
Okay. When we started developing the solution from the beginning, we took SaaS at the time. Now it's all about cloud. Was what we felt was the model of the future. We wanted to let both agents and customers have the ability to interact instantly and spontaneously with each other without having to download any software. Then on top of it, we decided to design it in a way that it can easily integrate with other existing solutions. So for example, and this is a good example, LivePerson already has a relationship with several companies through their chat services or data services they provide. And through the API, our platform easily integrates into their solution. So from the end user's perspective, it's a single
seamless solution.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't know that it's even integrated. They simply know it's one solution. Now, when did your conversations with LivePerson start? I know HBR Labs goes back to 2008. When did the Verishow technology really evolve and come to the forefront? And then when did you engage with LivePerson to become a partner, a member of the apps marketplace ecosystem?
Okay, we were very, very early on the radar of LivePerson. I believe it was 2010, maybe in early 2011, when we met with some of your representatives to discuss that. And we showed them our capabilities and show how it could potentially integrate with your platform, and they were really excited about that. And since then, a few things happened. First of all, APIs became easier to work with, and the teams, and that is also important, the chemistry between our team and your team, or LivePerson team, has been very, very good. One helps the other to find ways to get the customer the best solution, so the customer or the client have one single solution that they don't know that it's integrated. It just seems like a single solution.
Mm-hmm. So you've been selling the solution, or there's been a go-to-market strategy in place with LivePerson for several years now, it sounds like. What's the value proposition? And specifically, there's probably a couple different use case scenarios dependent on industry. So retail will have a use case. Someone that's focused from a service or support standpoint may have a different use case. Healthcare has a different one. How's that look, and what's the value proposition to the person who's actually buying the solution?
Okay, the value proposition is, we have to look at it almost in two ways. It's clearly the value proposition between Verishow and LivePerson is 1 + 1 equals more than 2. That goes without saying. But if I'm talking a little bit more and specifically of the value proposition that comes from Verishow, then we look at the combination of video chat, co-browsing, and content share as the furthest, let me put it this way, is the next way for people to engage with a customer.
Support or sales agents at the end of the day, online.
Yeah, the way that I look at it, we believe that the technology that optimize the individual interaction with the web is getting close to being maximized. You have all the tools that optimize what the customer may get when they interact with when they go on the web. You're almost able to tell them this is the product you're looking for before they're starting searching and so forth. Now, you give the customer at that point what they want when they want it. Now, the next way to influence their behavior is actually the buying process. And there, often, human interaction with the individual who may be hesitating if to buy or not to buy and what they need to do can be very meaningful as far as their decision to buy. So the value proposition here is personalized engagement can influence the way that the customer may decide to buy or not to buy.
Well, and we've seen trends around live chat engagement, proactive chat engagement, where the customer satisfaction level is higher than traditional or other types of engagement models, and two, the conversion rates are higher. When you move it one layer above that and you add the video component or the interactivity that Verishow provides, do you see those rates increase even more so? That is, you're going to have higher conversion rates when you're typically doing video chat over standard chat. You're going to have higher customer satisfaction levels doing video chat over traditional modes of engagement, a standard chat session, for example.
The answer is yes when it's relevant. The answer is no when it's not relevant. Sometimes just a short chat could be sufficient to answer a customer need, and you don't want to engage them in a lengthy interaction. After all, it's still the web. On the other hand, when it is going to be more of a major decision, whether it is to buy a certain expensive product or the need for a specific service, that there is more knowledge help is needed, then the answer is yes. When you need more help, and personal help could make a big difference as far as your decision to buy. Just think about the following. You go to the you go to a major department store, you could either pick up something on your own, or if you look for a certain brand or a certain product, you'll go there and look for something, and will seek somebody's help in making a decision whether to buy something or not, whether you think that the person that you're going to buy it for would like it or not. You seek this advice. The same thing is online. When people need that type of advice, when you have it available in video, the ability to co-browse at the same time or just use content share can be significant help in terms of the buying process.
And I would assume the evolution of the LiveEngage platform over the last couple of years, particularly the ability to, first of all, embed rules, but then with the release of predictive targeting, it becomes even more easier and automated, so that you can identify, using the LivePerson platform, what customers actually want to engage via a higher level of engagement, such as video chat, versus those that want to do self-service or want a more traditional mode of engagement. So with LivePerson, you're able to intelligently target the customers who do want to engage vis-a-vis Verishow versus those who don't. So I would think that as the LivePerson technology has evolved over the last couple of years, that's given you a substantial value proposition. At the same time, it's enhanced the value of your solution, essentially.
Well, first of all, I think that the LivePerson evolved significantly over the last few years, and you're right. When you have a good model for predicting what somebody be interested in, and then you bring up proactively that product online to the customer, and then you are available to interact with them in person in case they need it, and show that there's a human being behind that product, and they can see him or her, and then go with them and help them to do in the buying process. It can be very powerful, and that's what differentiates the ones that are investing in interacting with the clients in person, and the ones that just think that they will put it out there and somebody would come and buy. It's not always the case. And by interacting with the customer when you in the purchasing process, in the buying process, you often can actually maximize and increase your shopping basket, because people listen to experts and will be willing to spend a little bit more if they see that is somebody who is nice and personal and knows what they're talking about, helping them through. And with this technology, with video chat, with co-browsing, you could do it, and that's part of the beauty of the integration with LivePerson.
Well, on that note, with the May Day announcement from Amazon, which allows video chat on the new Kindle devices, the perception of too many in the marketplace is this is video chat and this mode of engagement is only for those that have deep pockets, that have a pocketbook that's large enough to actually cover the cost of a solution along these lines. But in reality, LivePerson plus Verishow, for example, will enable companies to actually get there very rapidly without a huge expenditure, and they can achieve many of the same results that Amazon is achieving today with the May Day. Can you comment on that?
Yes. First of all, the cost associated with Verishow and LivePerson together is probably the least of the cost associated with going toward this model. You need to commit yourself, you need to commit the company toward being willing to help the customer grow. And if you're willing to do that, then you take your people and now train them. But the ROI on having people talking about your product, being there when the customer is there, can be significant. So if, for example, your conversion rate is 1%, and now you add another person and you put a little bit more an investment in interacting in person, is there, and they make the customer on the other side feel that they're really dealing with somebody that know what they're talking about, and you could bring your conversion rate from 1% to 1.5%. In many businesses, it can be significant amount of revenue increase, and therefore taking that approach can be very valuable. And with LivePerson and Verishow, pretty much every business can add the ability to have a Mayday on their website.
It's easy to do, as you just noted, and the cost is not prohibitive. Typically, your clients, are they already using some form of live chat and they want to really evolve and maturate their solution and move to a video model, number one, and number two, how you chat via video, that engagement model is different than text chat, if you may. Can you talk about some of the processes that you have in place to help the clients, one, upgrade, if you may, to video chat, and two, how do they tie training and business processes to that evolution path?
Okay, and most of the customers are already familiar with chat to some degree. Mm-hmm. There's some that are not, but the majority are familiar with the benefits of chat. Now, they want to escalate to having the ability to have video chat. Comes a lot because of the realization that by interacting in person with the customer, they could influence their behavior. Now, the move from just regular chat to video chat means that you need to train your agents. You mm-hmm. need to help them feel more comfortable when they sit in front of the camera, and sometimes not even see the client, but feel very comfortable talking to a camera. You need to organize yourself so you use your office environment. I mean, it has to be a little bit more neat in the background, mm-hmm. but it can be your office environment. You don't necessarily need a call center. If you have a call center, then it's fine, call center. But the agents have to be trained to be real and be professional in the way they engage with the customer. Mm-hmm. By doing so, they can make a big difference in the way that they convert the customer and generate additional sales.
Say they're already on LivePerson. How long does it take them to get Verishow deployed up and live and their staff trained? Is it a matter of days or weeks or a month? How long does that process take?
In most cases, it could take a few days if the client wants to have the platform white label to their needs and wants to modify certain things and make some changes to the standard product. It can take a little bit longer. But in most cases, if you want to just activate it, in a few days, they can be there up and running. You first get they submit to us that they're interested in the integration. LivePerson does whatever it needs to do to activate that account to have an integration. Then we work with the client and train them, and then a few days later they're on their own, ready to interact in line and have their Mayday solution available for the customer.
Now, if you look out, and there's certain things you can talk about and certain things you can't talk about, but you look out over the next year or so, what are some of the things that our listeners can expect to see from Verishow and perhaps the Verishow LivePerson partnership?
Okay, first of all, we have the latest technology as far as audio-video is concerned. We offer WebRTC already in the Chrome browser, which is a superior experience from the customer and the agent experience. So that will be in part of the integration with LivePerson rather sooner, as soon as the certain APIs are updated. We are adding more apps as far as content share that comes based on consumer demand and what are the capabilities they ask for. So right now, as far as content share, you can upload a document and share it with a customer. A customer can upload their document or image or document or whatever, and they can share it with the agent. They can fill in forms together. They can share the screen. All those capabilities are available under screen sharing. And we're just trying to do more of the same but better and expose it to many more of LivePerson customers. I think that as far as technology is concerned, we're obviously adding capabilities that go with the mobile devices. some of our Verishow capabilities are already enabled on mobile devices. Now we're working on integrating them also into the LivePerson mobile strategy. So we hope in the next few months that will be a more robust product. And look, we're just at the beginning of this evolution where personalized online help is starting. It's not something that is going to be there for a year. It's going to be there for at least 20 years.
We're just on the very cusp of what's happening, to your point.
Exactly.
Yep. Now, so for our listeners who want more information, one, they can go to the apps marketplace on the LivePerson website, apps.liveperson.com, I assume. They also can go to the Verishow website, verishow.com.
Right.
On the Verishow website, I assume they can find demos and some documentation and white papers and how they can contact your sales organization, I assume.
Correct. They can find demos, they can save video clips, they can ask for any questions they have. There are white papers there are demonstrations, and more important, just contact us and we'll be there to help you out. And there was no single client of LivePerson who came to us with a question that we were not able to answer, and in most cases show them that integrating video capabilities with their current solution could be a very beneficial model.
Well, there's no reason to wait till May. Customers can work on it right now, and they can reach out and contact you.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yuval, thanks so much for your time today. I found this conversation fascinating and excited to speak with you in a few months and hear about all those exciting things that you and the LivePerson team are working on.
You are more than welcome, and thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another Digital Engagement podcast brought to you by LivePerson. Check out other digital engagement podcasts at liveperson.com/podcast. LivePerson Solutions, helping you to drive tangible business value from your digital engagements via chat, voice, and content, all delivered at the right time and through the right channel. LivePerson, connections through digital engagement.